Good morning. I am Kuan Yin, and this is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. So today is New Year's Day. It's Ethiopian New Year's, 9/11. A very high energy spiritual day that people that know the occult, which is hidden knowledge, understand is used to manifest things using the energy and planetary alignments, which is why 9/11 is what happened on the towers in New York City on 9/11, because people that practice occult practices understand that Ethiopian New Year's, has a spiritual significance to it. So happy New Year's to those of you that are aware of this and celebrate it. And if you don't, you learned something new today. So I'm going to go ahead and start the reading. I'm feeling wonderful. I feel new, fresh energy kind of flowing in because it is Ethiopian New Year's. The new year is a time, of ending cycles and new cycles beginning, getting rid of the old, cleaning out your house and starting new habits and patterns. Usually around time of the new year, a lot of people like to make New Year's resolutions and goals, on how they're going to move forward in the new year, leaving their old ways behind and the new clearing a path for new energy to flow in, for new habits and patterns to raise their vibration, to get on a new path, to leave a low vibrational family or lover or friends behind. So this is the new year, whether you celebrate it or not. This is the new year for everyone. Okay. So I pulled 3 cards this morning. I have indecision. I don't know if you all can see these. I have indecision. Okay. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So I feel like a lot of you out there are now in a place where you have gone through all of your initiations to get on your path. A lot of you have finally learned how to trust your intuition, and it might have come in the form of very harsh lessons where you had your intuition about situations and people, but you made a decision consciously to ignore your intuition. Even though you had the intuition, but you still kind of ignored it because you kind of wanted to take a chance and hope for the best in a lot of situations. But a lot of you moving forward now are fully going to walk in the faith and trust yourself. I have grief in reverse here. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Okay. And it's in the reverse. So I feel like a lot of you out there also, you're no longer mourning off of things in the previous year or prior years that you have lost, or you don't see the past, all of the low vibrational situations that you were bound to, the people, the things that you healed past. You're no longer in a state of grief about that. You don't see them as a loss. You see those things as an elevator, an escalator, stairs. All of those were lessons. All of the low vibrational people that were in your life, in your family, in your lovers, relationships, all of those things, you no longer grieve over them as, or see them or view them as a loss. You see these things as stepping stones and lessons to elevating you into the higher status that you're in now. And finally, balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So a lot of you are also in a place right now where you are balanced. You are like the goddess Shiva. You're able to see things from all perspectives. In East Indian religions, they show Shiva. She's got all these hands, coming out of her. When you become balanced and raise your vibration, and you have passed your spiritual initiations, and you've raised your energy and consciousness up through your crown chakra, okay, you are able to see things and view them from all perspectives without judgment, because you do understand that we are all here in this 3D for the same purpose, and that is to have an opportunity, because being in a human body is an opportunity for you to take tests and pass tests and learn lessons in order to raise your consciousness and raise your vibration to a point where your eyes will become spiritually opened. And a part of becoming spiritually opened is starting to recognize the illusion around you. Understand the gang stalking, it's an illusion. You're not in any danger. You know, the gang stalking, the harassment, the threat of someone harming and hurting you, all of that is part of this illusion and delusion. Okay. And a good example of that you could see is if you follow the story of Siddhartha, which was later called the Buddha. Okay. When your eyes begin to spiritually open, you are able to start recognizing everything as an illusionary world around you. I mean, you're still in the world and you're still going to survive and live and do human things, but it's kind of like from a passenger seat as you're going through the rest of your time in life here, and your consciousness is higher and your eyes are spiritually open. You're kind of moving through life kind of as a passenger that is silently observing everything around you, and with a different type of perspective and understanding. You are in perfect balance right now. Like I said, you understand that you are the creator, you are the artist of your world. You can manifest and create how you want your life to be while you're in the 3D. You're becoming a master manifester, okay? With balance. And these last two moonology cards that I pulled, a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Now, I'm not quite sure. I pulled these two cards the other day, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we are in a full moon in Aries at this time. I'm not sure exactly what moon we're in at this very moment. I know we are under a full moon, but I'm not sure which one it is. But this card came out twice for me. So I believe it has some significance to either possibly an Aries in your energy, or some momentum that's growing that has a lot to do with being a lot of passion, you know, in moving forward. The ram, you know, represents bravery. The ram represents taking action. Aries is the baby of the zodiac. You know, babies, they don't think about consequences. They're very brave. You know, they take chances and risk, you know, without worrying or thinking about what could happen as a result of. It's a lot of passion there. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. Okay. So we're getting ready to enter into a waxing moon. It's a lot of Aries energy, a lot of new, fresh energy coming in. And a lot of you are going to be passionate in moving forward in your new life. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start today's reading. All right. I have already prayed over and blessed these cards. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull some energy for the new year. So maybe this, your higher self, calling on your higher mind and higher self. Please give me the messages. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles reverse that also fell on indecision. Okay, so interestingly enough, Seven of Pentacles has to do with investing something, an investment. And then we have a Queen of Cups here upright, and it fell on grief in reverse. Right away, what's coming to me is I feel like some of you might have had somebody possibly in your life in the past that did not see you as a good investment. Okay. They didn't see you as somebody that they wanted to represent them, whether it be a male or female. They didn't see you. They didn't see who you are because their eyes are not spiritually open, and they might be low vibrational and also stuck in their root chakra. They might be stuck in an energy of someone that's very superficial, someone that depends on others and their community and their family's opinions, you know, to validate, you know, how well they're doing in life. So someone didn't see value in you, maybe because you don't represent the traditional values of people that are unawakened. You know, people that are superficial, and people that are deeply grounded and rooted in this 3D existence. They might have seen you as somebody a little more flighty, spiritual, disconnected, because they couldn't, that you didn't resonate with them. Okay, you just didn't resonate with this person, whoever it is. All right, so we've got the Seven of Pentacles reversed with a Queen of Cups. So this Queen of Cups, this could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, but I feel like it's just someone that knows how to give and receive love, someone that is very intuitive, man or woman, that someone or others in your life did not see you as a worthy investment because you do not do things for money. You're very highly intuitive and connected to spirituality and energy with all that water around you. Okay, balance and the Five of Wands. Okay, so that's the Five of Wands having to do with someone being conflicted. Okay. And the Ten of Wands here. Wow, we got the Ten of Wands here. Someone might be burdened now because they might feel like they might have made a wrong choice. Very interesting. Very interesting. I feel like someone is very conflicted. They're very conflicted because they saw you with a different pair of eyes before and during your transformation. They really, really gave you no value at all whatsoever. But for some reason, it's something about them that they're in some type of energy of being conflicted about you. Clarify that Five of Wands. What's that Five of Wands, Spirit? Yeah, they're conflicted and indecision about, undecided about you, and they didn't want to move forward with you with this Six of Wands reversed here. They didn't see you as someone they wanted to move forward with, and they're conflicted about that. Okay, like I said, this person that we're talking about with the Seven of Pentacles reverse and indecision, they were undecided about you because they liked you and the energy that you walked in, and they liked the way your energy felt to them. They know that your energy signature was correct. Even if they didn't know it with the logical mind, they could feel it with their energetic body and their spiritual body. They could feel that your energy signature was correct and right for them. But instead, they went with their logical mind and the opinions of other people. They went with the opinions of other people because this person is not very grounded. Whoever these people or this person is, it's not a grounded person that's confident, that can lean on their own intuition. They rely on other people for validation. They rely on other people's opinions to decide, if they're successful or not, to tell them if what will make them happy. This is not a person that can decide things for themselves. They need other people to validate how they feel and what makes them happy and how things look for them and the right way to live their life in order to fit into community. Okay. Yeah, and this person in the past might have even been in devil energy with you as well. All right, this is Capricorn energy. It represents addictions. It represents being addicted to things of a carnal nature. Okay, there's no real devil out here running around with horns, but it does represent obsessions and addictions to ways of thinking, to behaviors, to old types of patterns and thoughts, addictions to sex, addictions to drugs, addictions to people, abandonment issues. It does represent all types of addictions. Please clarify that devil. Clarify Capricorn energy, the devil. Yeah. Okay, so we got the Strength card, which is Leo energy. Okay. We got the Strength card, Leo energy. Someone might have been very, very confident. Someone could have been very, very confident in the material world and in doing things a certain type of way, that pleased others. They were addicted. I feel like they were addicted to a way of thinking. That's what I'm looking at. This little pentagram, and this devil's head is pointing to their third eye or first eye. Okay. It's pointing to that pineal gland. This person is always in their head And they were confident that there is a correct way to do things as a human. Because as I said before, this person is not spiritually awakened yet. So they kind of see you as a hippie. They kind of see you as going against the grain. You're different. You're a weirdo, basically. Even though they were feeling you, to them and other people, they were afraid that people would view you as a weirdo if they were to pursue you or continue in whatever type of connection this is with you, working with you. And they were very confident in this 3D system, that we live in, and doing things in a way where you can be approved by society. No one's going to look down on you. But what God's given me right now is something very interesting. For high priest and high priestess out there that go by their higher intuition because they're connected to God, the interesting thing about this is no one saw COVID and the shutdown coming in 2020. These people and people in this energy and personality that are really grounded in what society says that you have to do, a lot of times, because they're following everything according to society, they're following the masses. Sometimes the masses are like sheep and they are led to slaughter. So the interesting thing about some of you that are gods walking around out here connected to your higher mind and higher intuition, a lot of you out there might have gotten intuition that something was coming. There was some type of coming disaster, and the Holy Spirit directed you to take certain precautions, and to move a certain type of way to prepare for it. You didn't know about the COVID-19 crisis and about the jobs and the rental situation. You didn't know any of that was coming, but your spirit guides and your connection to God was leading you to make certain moves, to get in position, and you didn't know what you were getting in position for. And while you had a lot of like this energy that's judging you here, that goes by societal norms, a lot of these people were following, the status quo. Well, let me go out here and buy a house and get a mortgage, or let me go out here and spend money so I can find me a mate, that fits the status quo so I can fit in with society. And they went and found a mate that had no intuition to guide them at all. And a lot of people, interestingly enough, a lot of high priestess ended up landing in a very comfortable position because of the intuitions they got before COVID. And they literally had their feet up in a relaxed position throughout the whole pandemic because they prepared it before, because they already got the intuition that certain moves needed to be made. And a lot of people that are not connected to anyone that has intuition and they don't have it themselves, they landed themselves in some of the worst situations because they did not know that they might not be able to work. They might not be able to have jobs. They might not be able to do this and that. And they were spending their money in a frivolous way. And they were not preparing for anything because they did not get the warning. It's kind of like a boat like the Titanic. It was a movie about all these people on the boat before. And on the boat, they have specific instructions on what to do in an emergency on this ocean liner to save your life. Now, this boat turned over in the ocean, and you had all these people, not knowing what to do. So what they did is they got the instructions and they read them and said, okay, what it says on these instructions is to wait in this location for help. And one man that was following his own intuition and his own compass said, you all are going to die waiting here trying to follow this manual of instructions. It's a very old movie. It wasn't Titanic, but it was about an ocean liner. Someone might remember it. And this one man said, hey, if y'all want to live, forget about them instructions. We're in the middle of the ocean. We might not be able to contact anyone. Let's find a way, get a map, and find our way to the top of the ship so we can get to air. And so that because, parts of the ship might start catching on fire, the boiler room, everything is upside down. And the majority of the people said, no, we're going to follow the instructions that are in this book in case of an emergency. So 90% of the people went to the designated area and they waited for help, and every last one of them died. And the man that was following his own intuition, that was following his own mind, that took about maybe 5 to 10 people with him, all of them survived because they went out on their own and navigated and found their way to the top of that ship. And they finally were able to get an emergency raft and go get help. But everyone else perished because everyone else was waiting for help. Everyone was sitting and waiting for help. Just like this person here that didn't think you were a good investment. This person has that energy where they're waiting for approval. They're waiting for people to tell them, the right moves to make according to what a societal norm is, according to what's approved in the public eye. And it put them on a sinking ship because a high priestess or a queen of cups energy, man or woman that is connected to their intuition, could feel when it's danger coming. They can feel when something big is about to happen, and the spirit guides them on how to move and how to position themselves. A lot of people went through hell during that whole pandemic when everything was shut down. But a lot of high priestesses were already positioned in a good location where they didn't have to sweat anything. They had plenty of everything they needed the whole time because they were connected to their higher intuition, including myself. Something pushed me right before the pandemic. Literally, things were falling into place where I thought it was unfortunate because I had to sell a primary home that I had. And I also had to evict some tenants that were not paying rent, that were in a rental property that I had. And the interesting thing was, my spirit guides were in my ear the whole time. You need to get, because at first I said, let them stay in there. Maybe they'll still keep the property up. At least the property will be kept up whether I'm getting rent or not. Maybe they'll make some repairs. But my spirit guides, they came and they told me, no, you need to get them out of there right now. I felt something was coming and I was being pushed and guided to hurry up and to make certain moves, to sell my primary home that I had the mortgage on, to hurry up and get my tenants, my non-rent paying tenants, out of my rental property. And I promise you, within 4 weeks of me getting those tenants out, and within 4 weeks of me closing on the sale of my primary home that I had a mortgage on, the pandemic hit. Suddenly, all these laws popped up out of nowhere. Suddenly, people couldn't work. Suddenly, there were mandates where you can't get tenants out of your property. They got to live there going on 2 years and destroying homes. A lot of people experienced a lot of losses. And at the same time, all of this happened, a job came through for me, literally at the exact same time that was working from home. Whereas because I just relocated back into my state from where I was living because I broke up with someone and I was living out of state. But literally at the same time, and this is my testimony, at the same time, I had 2 jobs that were coming through. And one was not work from home and the other was. And it was the other one that I actually wanted, but the spirit pushed me right into the one where I worked from home. And it was just so easy. And literally through the whole entire pandemic, I had a nice income coming in. I had no mortgage. I really had no bills. And I really got to sit back and relax. No stress at all. And watch it all happening as God spoke to me and told me, you see how I look out for you? Do you see what happens when you are in alignment? Do you see what happens when you're in alignment and you listen to your inner compass instead of listening to other people tell you that you're weird? Because you get intuitions while other people were struggling. And if you went through something during that time, it's not at all to berate you. I don't mean, it's unfortunate that anyone had to go through what they had to go through. I'm making the point of those of us out here, that have been rejected by people because they don't see you as a good investment because you're not conservative. You don't meet societal norms because you're a spiritualist. Because you go off of energy, because you can read people's energy, because you can feel when something is coming. and you move a certain type of a way because of the intuitions and the downloads that you get. They look down on you. But then when a catastrophe happens where that puts a lot of people in a very bad position, it's people still recovering from that. Then they're thinking, why did this person know? Why were they saved? How did they get the intuition? I watch the news every day. I pay attention to what the government tells me every day and the people in my community, but you're not in tune with yourself and you're not connected to anyone that gets the intuition from up the Most High. Don't you understand? People that have intuition, they know what's going to happen even before the news brings it to you. They get the downloads and the intuition and they know how to move first. But you don't believe in any of that. So you thought this Queen of Cups energy was a bad investment. You rather listen to whoever this is. They rather listen to the community and their family and everyone that is only connected to, this 3D superficial way of thinking and living and moving. And they might have gone through a rough time because of this. Okay, I'm going to pick back up on the reading. Okay, clarify, clarify this devil energy, please. Clarify the devil energy, please. Oh, we got somebody here actually that might have some type of an STD. They could have some kind of an STD possibly that we're talking about, this person that we're talking about. Okay, this person could also be going through a divorce now. This person could have been poisoned with spell work. And this person could have had good intentions, in the beginning, but they were surrounded by low vibrational people that don't have the intuition. And they could have guided these people to do low vibrational things against and to you. And it landed them into some type of a situation where they could have linked up with someone else that fit the part in society's eyes. And this person could have given them an STD. AIDS, or they could possibly have some kind of other illness, cancer or something. And this is someone that's now going through a divorce or some type of a separation in this devil energy. Clarify this devil card. Let me just see. Clarify this devil card, please, Spirit. Oh, clarify that devil card. Give me some more energy on that devil energy with the strength card. Oh, wow. This person is a spiritual practitioner. So one or more of you, because understand, a lot of these messages, when they go out, these messages pick up on not only sometimes the energy of the reader, which is myself and others, but it also picks up on people on a similar frequency and vibration as you. A lot of us can be going through a lot of the exact same things at the same times. Remember, we all come from one. Okay, it's only an illusion that we are separate people and souls because we're living in a 3D existence. But where we came from beyond this existence, we come from one source. Okay, so we are all connected. So a lot of us can be going through the same things at the same time. So what's going on is some of you had some type of spiritual practitioner that you were connected to. Okay, and you could have been dating someone that was a spiritual practitioner and did not tell you they were a spiritual practitioner. This person could be a Pisces, possibly. We got the hangman, but the hangman is in reverse here. And the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, clarify the 9 of Pentacles for me. Oh, okay, it is a Pisces. Yep, that's it. This is a Pisces. This is someone with a lot of Pisces in their chart, Piscean energy, because we got the King of Cups here. You are in a 9 of Pentacles. You might be a Pisces or have a lot of water in your chart or be highly connected to your intuition. But this is someone that has a lot of Pisces placements, okay? And you might be living in a peaceful garden in plenty. You're at a 9 of Pentacles. You're comfortable. You followed your intuition. And it led you, because you're not materialistic. So you didn't make a whole lot of foolish money decisions. You're living comfortably right now because you understand the difference between your needs and your wants. and you use and execute wisdom in the decisions that you make. Now, I believe this could be two Pisces here. I feel like this could possibly be someone with a lot of Pisces in their chart that could also have been dating someone that is either a spiritual practitioner or connected to a spiritual practitioner who also has a lot of Pisces in their chart. They could possibly have a Pisces moon or rising, okay? This is the person that was viewing you in the wrong way. That's why I said this is the Hangman in the reverse. See, the Hangman is a Pisces card, but this Hangman is actually in the reverse, which means they're stuck now. This person's stuck because they see how you have been blessed. They see you now in your bounty. They see how you grew your pentacles. They see how your intuition and the decisions that you made placed you in a position of authority because you are the commander of your own life. You are not emotionally, spiritually, or financially codependent on anyone. And now they see that. And they're seeing with this illumination around their head, you see that they viewed you the wrong way. That's why the Hangman is in a reverse situation here. They viewed you the wrong way because they were listening to third parties and others. And this person is bothered now. They're actually bothered by your success. This person, the spirit is telling me, this person is irritated because they feel like, and this could be a group of people, they feel like you didn't get things the conventional way. You didn't do things the conventional way. You didn't do things the way everyone else. You didn't follow the news. You didn't take your cues from the news and from social media and from people that have money, politicians telling you, what you should be doing, what you should be investing in, what you should be doing. I'm telling you that COVID whole situation is a testimony that at any time, anything can change. Anytime, anything can change. And if you're not connected to your intuition, you're not going to get the download first about what's coming. You were too reliant on the system. You were a little bit too reliant on the social system that we have, the economic system, in trusting that it would continue the way it is. Just like a lot of people do not see what's about to happen to America. They don't see how this middle class is about to disappear completely. America is about to be like a third world country, and a lot of people are not positioning themselves for this. They're not preparing. They're not putting themselves in a position where they can start growing some of the food that they eat. Even if this is something that turns over the next 5-10 years, the wealthy are going to be wealthy, but the poor are going to be very poor. People have to start moving into position. Right now is the time for people to start separating their wants from their needs. And that's going to require some type of spiritual growth. Because when you're in this Capricorn devil energy here, you're tied to a lot of materialistic things and values. You're not seeing the forest for the trees. You don't see what's coming. You're more concerned about how things look to people. And that causes you to make foolish decisions in how you're spending money. But I feel like growth is about to be forced on a lot of people. Right now, there are people that have to make a decision between paying their rent and putting gas in their car. And these are people that were going to the mall to shop before, that would turn down their nose on someone that was going to a thrift store, maybe. Or finding ways to save money and cut costs in other ways. These are people that had their nose up in the air. You could look on YouTube. You got people crying tears right now with big car notes, that were living it up before, that were shopping at every mall, buying name brand clothing, expensive clothing, and turning their nose down on people that were thrifty in their thinking, turning their nose up toward people, that were just doing things in an unconventional way, using wisdom in how they move. But now those same people are literally sitting in cars making videos, about they have no idea how they ended up in their car. Right now, they're talking about they can't pay their rent, or put gas in their car. So this other Pisces was either working with a spiritual practitioner, or they were practicing some type of spiritual practice as well, possibly on you. King of Cups energy, male or female, because your spiritual path and your connection to God, your higher mind, is what led you to the Nine of Pentacles. They don't know how you made $1 out of 15 cents. You are in that Jesus Christ energy, okay? Even though the name Jesus, was not the real name of that ascended master. As you know, the Romans are the ones that came up with the name Jesus. They took Zeus from, the god Zeus, which was copied off of an Egyptian god. And they also took the J from Jupiter, the planet they named Jupiter, when the letter J came into existence. But you are in that Jesus, the Christ energy, that Christ energy that allows you to turn 2 loaves of bread and some fishies, I don't remember how many, and feed a whole multitude. That's what you did. That's how you transmute energy, okay? That's how you're the alchemist. They watched you turn into Jesus, the Christ energy that knows how to take a page of Pentacles and turn it into a 9 of Pentacles. Like Erykah Badu said, she got the dress for only $7. I think $7. Sorry if I said it wrong, Erykah Badu. But she made it fly. She said, this dress I got from the thrift store was $7, but I made it fly. You are walking in a Christ energy right now. Let me tell you, that Christ energy is that Empress and Emperor energy. Okay? That Empress and Emperor energy was that Jesus energy. And Jesus, the reason Jesus was that Emperor energy was because he was the King of Swords, because he knew how to bring the havoc when it needed to be brought. When he went into the temple and said, you're making a mockery of this spirituality. You've turned it into a den of thieves and started flipping over those tables. Jesus was the King of Swords. When he spoke to them evil spirits and entities and demons that would jump out of people and try to check him, and he would reverse it back on them, and they would turn around and ask him for permission to stay in the body. Jesus would be the King of Swords and be like, no, but I'm going to give you permission to jump into those pigs over there and run the fuck off the cliff. Jesus was the King of Cups because he knew how to give and receive love. He was the King of Pentacles. He was the King of Pentacles because he knew how to feed a multitude with just 2 loaves of bread and a whole bunch of fish. He was the King of Wands because he was attractive and he was inspirational, and he walked in an energy that people wanted to copy and emulate. He was a star quality energy. And everybody knows to become an emperor or an empress, you have to learn how to become the King of Swords, you have to become the King of Cups, you have to become the King of Wands, you have to become the King of Pentacles. You have to be all 4 of those to become an emperor or an empress, and he mastered them. So that's the emperor status that a lot of you are in right now. You mastered all of these. This person is looking at you confused, scratching their head now, and they're jealous of you. Whoever the spiritual practitioner is that had Pisces, they had a lot of Pisces in their chart. They're jealous of you. They love you, they admire you, but they're jealous of you too because of how they viewed you and how the people that influenced them to not make a move toward you, they feel like the people that influenced them to be in the 6 of Wands reverse energy with you, not move forward with you, how they viewed you, because they were following that book on that little boat, Titanic type boat. They followed the instruction manual. They said, look, she don't dress like that, or he don't dress like that. They don't have this type of degree. They don't have a PhD. They don't have a formal education. They don't have a title. They work a job hourly. They don't have a career. You need to be with someone that's more well suited for you. And they did. They went in the direction of someone that was approved by their community, approved by their family, approved by their friends, approved by societal norms. And they went with someone that marked everything on their list, but that person that they connected with did not have any type of spiritual connection or intuition, and led them down the wrong path. Temperance in the reverse, Sagittarius energy here, okay? This person put them into some type, whoever the spiritual practitioner is, it could be a Sagittarius, someone Sagittarius in their chart, but they became imbalanced because their union with you was supposed to help them on their spiritual path, to become more balanced, to balance out the 3D, which is with the spiritual realm. You were going to aid them and to teach them. You were an earth angel that was brought into their life to help them balance the situation out. But instead, they went the other direction and they connected with someone that has them unbalanced because they're not doing their spiritual work. Whoever this person is, whoever this other Pisces is, they could have connected with someone that assisted them in looking good on the outside. This energy that the spirit is telling me that this energy that they connected to kind of fed their devil energy. That's what they did. They fed into this devil energy that they were in. And how did they do that? This person was very attractive. This person hit everything on the, but they were superficial. This person was very superficial, and this person did not require spiritual growth. This person was close to them emotionally. This person did not have the same energy as you, even though they look good. They physically look good. They look good on paper, but that person did not have any inner wisdom or guidance. This person only required them to finance them, to make sure this person took care of them financially. They didn't care how this person treated them. They didn't care if they had a real connection to this person or not. I'm feeling like this person they went toward, they didn't have a real connection with them, and they were more in it for the aesthetic look. This person made them look good aesthetically to the community, but they were not emotionally fulfilling them, and they did not require them to do any inner work. They did not require them to do any spiritual work that would help them to grow. They were not honest with this person. Just give me money and we can sleep together. We can be in this relationship or marriage. Just give me money, finance me. I don't care how you talk to me. I don't care what you say. You don't even need to speak to me, really. These people didn't have a real connection. So this person didn't grow spiritually. They regressed. This person did not address, I'm looking in this cup and I see abandonment issues in this cup right here. I'm seeing narcissism in this cup right here. I'm seeing unaccountability in this cup right here. I'm seeing a person that doesn't take accountability for their actions. They only look at what the reaction that they get from people after they do some fuck shit. This is someone that does not want to be accountable for what they did to a person to make them behave a certain type of way. All these things in this cup, they were supposed to be able to work on with this divine partner that they were supposed to go toward. But instead, they went towards someone that looked good aesthetically on their arm. And this person did not require spiritual growth from this person. They didn't care to hold this person accountable for anything they said or did, as long as they financed them. So this person is completely thrown off balance now. Okay, with this Temperance card. Are there any more messages? Amen. That is the truth. Hallelujah. This is the truth, okay? I have the Ace of Swords here. Everything that I just said and described is exactly what happened to some of you. And in case if you're a high priest or a high priestess, you already know that person you were dealing with was a spiritual practitioner, or they were under the influence and they were under the teachings and the guidance of a spiritual practitioner that were telling them how to chant on you, how to chant against you, how to chant to try to put you into a certain mind state. Maybe you were too independent for that person. Maybe because they're a narcissist and they're not confident within themselves, maybe they only feel comfortable in codependent relationships in which they can act out their sick little narcissistic behaviors, and know that no matter how bad and unaccountable they are, you can't leave them because you're either financially or emotionally codependent. And for a lot of you out there, that person did not want to be with you because you were too financially and emotionally dependent. You were not codependent enough for them. You could detach and walk away like it was nothing. And not because you did not love them, but you know, when something is not good for you and is not serving your highest good, you have to release it and walk away as a high priest or a high priestess. And they didn't like that. They needed someone that they could sink their little narcissistic claws into. They needed somebody that was dependent on them financially, and didn't hold them accountable. So when they start acting out because they're not doing their healing work, the person wouldn't leave them because that person would not challenge them to deal with their abandonment issues. You see the Six of Pentacles that came out with the Ace of Swords here? The Six of Pentacles in the reverse. This person wanted someone that was codependent. They actually preferred someone that was codependent. I'm going to keep feeding you. I'll make sure the bills are paid. I'll make sure that you're fed and taken care of. And you have to give me your energy in exchange. You have to validate, the lies that I tell myself about myself, that I'm perfect, that I don't have any issues, that everything bad that happens in my life, it's because of the person that I'm with. It's the other, anything going bad in any relationship I'm with, it's not me, it's the other person, because I don't want to look at myself. Because if I look at myself, it's too painful. It's too hard to face myself. It's too hard to have to go inside and face my mother, my father, and to face the people in my community I grew up around that groomed me to be a narcissist. It's too hard for me to look and see the ugliness inside of me and to challenge it. It's not, I had to look at the ugliness inside of me. Every single last one of us that are high priestess have had to address ugliness inside of ourselves by going into our childhood and looking at what needed to be healed. But this person didn't want to be accountable and go into their childhood to find out where the damage was done and to point it out and isolate it and then make that correction. They didn't want to do it. They said, let me just get into a codependent relationship with someone that is going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not empower. When you have a drug addict and someone keeps on, not the word is not empower that I'm looking for, but I think you all know the word that I'm thinking of here. Enable. They needed to be with a codependent enabler. They needed to be with a codependent enabler, and someone that would enable, like I said, their narcissism. And them not wanting to go inside and take a look at themselves. And that's exactly what they did. But now they're looking at you with love and hate at the same time. But you have moved forward because grief is in the reverse. You don't see losing this person as something to grieve over, because you understood that that person was just a lesson to help elevate you into a higher vibration, to help you to value who you are even more. Their rejection was God's protection in your life. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. You didn't lose nothing. You grew as a result of. And you loved your weird self even more. And that weirdness propelled you into an even higher state of spirituality. Even more in tune. You're not ignoring your intuitions anymore. You're not ignoring. Now, this person is in a state of indecision because their intuition is starting to kick in, but their jealousy is still there as well. They're jealous of you. They keep telling me this might be an Aries here. they brought my eyes back over to this fiery climax approaches. This is someone with some Aries energy here. Okay, the Five of Swords. Okay, give me some, clarify the Five of Swords. Oh boy, and here it comes. The Five of Swords, the King of Swords reversed. Yes, this is somebody in their head. Yep, thank you, Spirit. They're wondering why they did spell work on you. The Magician in reverse, but it's going to be returned to sender. I have a feeling if this person was warned not to do this, they've got some really bad karma that's about to hit them. Somebody's in trouble. Somebody is in trouble. They wanted to win at all costs. Maybe they were vengeful because you walked away from them so easily. They wanted you to be stuck on them. They wanted you to be stuck to them, but not in a healthy way. They wanted you to be stuck to them in a codependent energy so that they could abuse you, because they get narcissistic supply and energy from putting you down, because they felt like they were better than you. This is a narcissist, King of Swords reversed here. So this spiritual practitioner that they either were consulting with or they were doing themselves told them what to do to put you in a certain mind state. That's what I'm getting. Air energy, that has to do with the mind and thinking. They wanted to put you, the magic, they wanted to do mental magic on you to put you into a certain mind frame. Their job at all times was to get you into a mindset where you were beneath them. You were not good enough for them. They wanted you to feel like you were not good enough for them so that you would be in a forever energy of trying to convince this person that you were good enough for them. That was the mind manipulation that they were trying on you. But it didn't work because you cut them off. And that's what made them the King of Swords reverse, angry and narcissistic and wanting to win at all costs and doing spell work against you. Because that mind manipulation of trying to put you into an energy of wanting to prove yourself to them. I am good enough. Pick me, pick me. That pick me energy is what they wanted. They might have used a strategy like alpha male strategies, or, you know, those MGTOW, or what's his name? Puss in Boots. Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels actually was a Pisces as well. God rest his soul. Kevin Samuels was also a Pisces that passed away of a heart attack. He wasn't doing the right thing with his gifts. So his life was taken. And now there's no such thing as death. He transitioned. He's going to have to come back and learn his lessons again. Because he was a narcissist. And yes, I dare say it. I don't believe in death. I believe in transitioning. And he was not transitioning. He was not walking in his calling and doing what he was supposed to do. He was using the gifts that he had in a wrong way. And he was leading. When you have a gift and you use it to lead a multitude of people, of men, in the wrong direction to try to hurt and abuse the feminine energy, oh yeah, baby, your life will be snatched. This person was following one of those people that devalue women's advice. And that was the mental magic that they were trying to do on you. They wanted to keep you in a state of trying to prove your worthiness to them. That's why, like alpha male strategies, one of the strategies that they use is don't ever compliment, the woman that you're with. Okay. One of their strategies was you have to breadcrumb compliments, so that they'll be working harder to get a compliment from you. They'll work harder for your attention. They'll work harder, and this is some sick shit. This is the energy that person was in, and this is what they were trying to do to you. But somehow now I feel like you're more abundant than that person. I feel like you're more financially well off than that person. That person is running on a treadmill right now just to stay afloat. Their life is stressful. They don't even get to enjoy their life because they're running on a treadmill to try to pay this bill and pay that bill because they were fronting. They were out there trying to look good to everybody in a certain type of way, instead of following someone that had intuition that could have helped them to position themselves to be in a stable financial situation where you have more money coming in than you have going out. And right now it's the opposite. There's more money going out than they have coming in. And in order to maintain that, they have to run on a treadmill. And they're jealous of you. So I want to know what exactly this person is doing here. I want to know, what are they doing against you? Spirit, clarify that 5 of swords, win at all costs. They got wounded. Woo! Yes, exactly as I thought. Y'all see all these wands right here? This is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. No new start. This is the 7 of Wands in the reverse. Okay? They were hoping to make you think that they wanted a new start with you, but they really didn't want any new start with you. Okay? They wanted to get you in an energy where you felt defensive and you were confused and wounded. They wanted to put you into some type of a wounded energy, doing some type of mental magic on you. See, first we've got all these swords with the Magician. See, you got all the swords with the Magician, mental magic, okay? And then we've got all these wands here, okay? They wanted to wound you. They were going to try to wound you by trying to make you feel like they wanted a new start. But I feel like little did they know you didn't want a new start with them, or you don't want a new start because they're wounded. They're still in a wounded energy. Woo. All right. This reading is getting too long. We're going to bring it. A lot of you have moved into a whole new cycle, and a lot of the lower vibrational soulmates that you were dealing with, they're unaware that the cycle has ended. Even if you had a reunion with this person, glory be to God. Boy, the world, cycle. What did I just say? Man. Why Fantasia's song that she sang, I think at the Apollo, "The Lord is blessing me right now," just popped into my head. the Lord, God, that's my higher self. That gives me my intuition, that touches my fingers and my hands. A lot of you readers out there, when we split the deck, we pulled the right cards. This is the World card, cycle, like I just said. These people, they wanted to stop you from moving into a new cycle with the 8 of Wands here in the reverse. And a lot of them, they thought they were going to come back into your life to energy harvest from you by playing mental manipulation games, with you. In making you think that they had a shot at a new start. But in actuality, they didn't want a new start. They wanted to wound you. They wanted to wound you. They wanted you to let your defenses down with that 6 of Wands in the reverse. They wanted you to let your defenses down so they could wound you. Okay? But they didn't realize you moved into a brand new cycle long before they re-entered into your life, whether as a friend or just a reunion. You already closed out that cycle and moved into a new cycle, and they're thinking they're going to slow your new cycle down. But today is Ethiopian New Year's, and we're all high priest and high priestess in our new cycles already. It's nothing but blessings and abundance coming toward us right now. God is about to bless you in front of their face. God is about to bless you in God is about to bless you in front of their face. You got the 5 of Cups reversed here and the 10 of Pentacles. You have no regrets. Grief in reverse, right here in the middle. You have no regrets. You have healed and moved into a brand new cycle of abundance. 10 of Pentacles. A lot of you are going to be moving into partnerships and relationships with new spiritual family members, relationships, friendships with people and high priests and priestess that are just like you in the same high vibration. And you are not going to ignore your intuition. You will spot those red flags and stick and move immediately if a person does not meet your standards and expectations for what you feel someone that deserves to be in your life should be. You are about to experience so much abundance in friendship. I'm looking at these 2 dogs right here. Dogs represent loyalty and friendship. Never noticed them before in this tarot decks. You got 2 dogs. That represents friendships, loyalty, and then a mate, and pentacles, money, generational wealth. God is about to bless you in front of their face, everybody's face that came against you. These people are going to wish they never released you. Just like this Queen of Wands energy. Y'all remember Fantasia? Y'all remember her story? I always use her because I find her very pretty and inspiring. She's very attractive. You know, she inspires a lot of people. She's talented. You know, that's why I like to use her as an example for the Queen of Wands. She's very sexy, but not in a low vibrational way. She walks in a high vibration because she went through some lessons in front of people's face and still held her head up high while people were judging her. People were judging her while she was going through some lessons, and God turned around and blessed her in front of their face. Early on in her life, according to the movie, I believe it was her child's father that released her. She was a Queen of Wands energy, but he released her. And God blessed her in front of everybody's face. And that's what's about to happen in this new cycle for so many of you out here. So many of you high priest and high priestess out here. Give me some cards to end this reading with, Spirit, because you know I'm getting hungry. Give me some cards to end this reading with. Give me some cards. That's right. Anyone that comes to you from your past, you need to air out your truth to them. This Page of Swords is here. This is the truth. This is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's coming out. The truth about a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes, not just with this love interest that you may have been involved with, but with family members and everyone else. You had angels and God that were with you the whole time, the whole way, every single step, every mistake, every addiction that you had, every addiction to low vibrational thinking, low self-esteem, addiction to alcohol, addiction to bad relationships with people that kept you in a low vibration, feeling bad about yourself, feeling like you were not worthy. God was with you every single step of the way. Every step that you took, God was with you. I don't know why they want me to say this. Even my own father. My father is from Ethiopia. And I remember throughout my life, he kept telling me, and remember, it's what the word symbolizes to you. He said when he was coming from Gramba, that's the village he's from in northern Ethiopia, Gondar used to be the capital. Now it's Addis Ababa. But it's a very long journey by foot to go from Gondar to Addis Ababa. And my father went with several other young men, you know, in their late teens, maybe 18, 19 years old. And they were going to get an education in the city. And they had to travel for many days. And they had to travel through the Nile River, not literally in the water, but along the river bank. And he said that they didn't have food. You know, of course, there's food growing along the way, but they didn't have food. And one of their friends got malaria so bad that they died, and they had to bury him in the ground and keep moving forward. And he said he got malaria and he became so sick. But he said every single step that he took, he said, Jesus. Now we understand the history behind the word Jesus and all of that, but it's the symbolism of it in what he was believing, okay, in his intuition that he had a destined purpose that would land him one day in a foreign country where he would lay his roots because he had a higher purpose. He had to do something for his bloodline. And he said, I said, Jesus, every step that I took, I said, Jesus, Jesus. Every single step I took, I said, Jesus, because he just buried his friend. God was with you every step of the way through all of your trials and tribulations. You had a destined path. You had the obstacles thrown in your way. You went through your dark night of the soul. But now, when these people come towards you again, you speak your truth. You need to speak your truth to these people so that it will help them and be a testimony to them, to make them understand the error in their ways, is what the Spirit is telling me to tell you. I know a lot of you don't ever want to confront or see any of these people again, but it is important for you to speak your truth, because you are a living testimony. As God blesses you in front of their face, you explain to them where they went wrong in their judgments, in their thinking. You don't have to be friends with them again. You don't have to be close with them. You don't have to be in a relationship with them. You don't have to go back to your family. You don't have to do these things. But if these people come your way, the Spirit wants you to speak your truth. I want you to speak your truth, damn it. I want you to speak your truth like Celie did at that table with Mr. in the color purple. Do y'all remember? Finally, when she finally got, she said, ain't nobody asked you for your goddamn motherfucking hand in marriage. No way. He almost had a heart attack and fell out his chair. She finally got to speak her truth. She said, and you children's was miserable to raise. Y'all were just awful. She spoke her truth. She spoke her truth so much that the character Oprah played came back to life. He said that, well, the dead then came back to life. She was like, oh, Miss Sophia back now. God wants you to speak your truth at this table to all these people that doubted you, that made fun of you, that gaslit you, that spoke against you. Now it's time for you to use your tongue and to speak the truth to help them evolve, because they are still, part of the human race, and you all still come from the same source, and they still need to be able to raise their vibration. You speak your truth because you are going to be the living, walking, breathing example of what God does in your life when you follow your intuition and your higher path, when you disconnect from being superficial and attached to all those devil low vibrational attachments and ways of thinking, and raise yourself up and take the time to do the work on yourself, even when it hurts to look at the truth about you. You're going to be the inspiration for these people. And I am QUAN, and this is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. Happy Ethiopian New Year's.